Yeah, eventually you get to a point where you realize if nothing changes, nothing changes,
Hmm.
right? If I continue on the way I'm going, I'm not going to get any better and everything's just going to be Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And I just got to a point where, you know what? I got to quit trying to quit.
Welcome to F Up Your Life, where messing up isn't the end of the story, it's just the beginning.
Hi, I'm Kurt, and this is Kristen. And on this show, we sit down with ordinary people doing extraordinary things. We talk about the failures, the pivots, the moments that didn't make sense at the time, and how those moments reshape their faith, their family, their finances, their fitness, or their freedom.
And if you want to go deeper, our book, How to F Up Your Life, breaks down practical wisdom and hard earned lessons across faith, family, finances, fitness, and freedom. You can find it on Amazon or at fupyourlife.com. We'll drop the link down in the description. So, whether you're building something new, rebuilding, reimagining, or just refusing to quit, welcome to the show where your mess might just become your message. Shout out really quick to our sponsors, Pet Club 24/7 and Support Local. You can learn more about them from their links in the description. So let's get into today's story because we are so excited to have Bill Stocker joining us today. He is an accomplished professional with a diverse background in business, marketing, and real estate. He was born and raised in Southern California and Southern Nevada, and his passion for entrepreneurship and his knack for navigating the business world have been evident throughout his entire life. After attending college in Southern California, where he majored in marketing and business management, Bill embarked on a successful career journey. He spent a decade in the technology sector, so he's way smarter than us, working as a web development manager at Data Broadcasting Corporation and CBS Sportsline, owning his skills in web technologies and management. And then in 2003, Bill's career took an exciting turn when he discovered his passion for real estate. He joined a prominent real estate company in Phoenix, Arizona as an information technology manager where he fell in love with the industry. And this newfound passion led him to transition into real estate sales, becoming a leading real estate agent in Southern Nevada. Bill's dedication and expertise earned him numerous multi-million dollar awards from reputable brokerages, including REMAX. So, with a keen eye for business opportunities, Bill also recognized the importance of providing top notch property management services. So, consequently, he built a property management business that quickly gained recognition for its excellence. And through relentless focus on referral business and a commitment to exceptional service, Bill's property management venture has flourished. As well as that, currently, Bill is a co owner of Biz Accountants and author of his new book, How to Grow Your Business from Zero to 1 Million and Beyond in 3 years or Less. Bill, show us the book. I love the cover of it. It's so good. And it is literally about how to grow your business from zero to 1 million and beyond in 3 years or less. So thank you so much for joining us, Bill. We really appreciate you taking the time just to connect with people and just share your experience in your life. And hopefully people will be able to draw strength from your experiences and extract the lessons from it like you have done. So tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, I want to thank you for that marvelous introduction. That was something else. That was amazing. Make me sound so good.
You are so good.
Like you already said, I was born and raised. I started in Southern California. I lived in Oceanside, California, La Costa, California. My parents moved around a lot. But in my freshman year of high school, I ended up in Boulder City, Nevada, of all places, where I attended high school in Boulder City. Enjoyed my time in Boulder City, but for young kids, a small town, I want a big city. I found myself moving back to California with my natural father for a while, and there I attended college, majored in marketing and business management. I love marketing. I love getting into the psyche of it all. Then I moved back here to Nevada, where I got a job with a place. There's a gentleman by the name of Roxy Roxborough. Roxy Roxborough he owned the company that made the lines for the sports books here in Nevada. I thought that was a cool job to have. I helped develop the software that allows the casino sports books to talk to each other. So if the MGM got hit on a specific side of a game, then it would be dispersed to all the other, so they can move their lines accordingly,
Oh,
so that nobody got hit too terribly bad
So
on any
you
particular
are
game.
one of the initial people that introduced that because I always wondered how they talk to one another.
it's Bill.
Yeah, well, yeah, they had the framework of the software on the AS400. Oh, this is getting in the weeds. It was built on the AS400, which is like old school, dirty,
Like
just
Dot.
text. It's like worse than DOS, right? But it's the AS. It was on the AS400, and they had the framework of it. And I went in there and I worked with programmers and to develop something that was more usable.
Hmm.
And so I went to all these casinos. I traveled around Nevada installing this equipment and all of the sports books, and it was fabulous. What happened is Roxy Roxborough sold that company and moved to Thailand. He sold it to Data Broadcasting Corporation,
Now,
which is a huge, huge company in Northern California. So I was going back and forth to San Mateo for a while, rubbing elbows with some really, really smart programmers. Uh, and that in turn, Data Broadcasting purchased CBS Sportsline. So I started doing some web development stuff with CBS Sportsline. It was a gift. It was amazing. And as you said, I landed in Phoenix for some reason. I don't know why anybody would want to live in Phoenix, but I was there. And I got a job with a very prominent real estate firm down there as a web technologies manager, where I developed stuff for the agents so they could build their own web pages and have all that stuff for their marketing. That was hugely successful. But while I was there, I spent 15 years inside of a cubicle,
Yeah.
looking at a screen 12 to 15 hours a day.
wow.
It was depressing, right? And getting into, I saw these real estate agents. They were being successful out in the open air, showing people their dreams. I wanted to be part of that, so I moved back to Las Vegas and got my real estate license and just dove right in, man. I loved real estate. I love people. I love being able to help people. I love having the conversations and learning about folks. And I just loved it to pieces. And I just started growing. I started with a small company. It cost me $25 a month to work there. You have to pay a fee to work at these brokers. It's like $25 a month. It was super cheap. But I did well there, and I moved on to Remax for, like you've already said, I was very successful in Remax. My family's owned this business currently, Biz Accountants, for over 30 years. My father's up there in age. He wants to relax a little bit, so he more or less sold the business to me. And now I've been owner of this business for a little over 2 years now, and we are growing faster than we like, actually, which is a cool problem to have.
A great
But
problem to have.
it's a great problem to have, but keeping up with it can be stressful. But I love it to pieces because once again, I'm in a position where I can help people.
Yeah.
I see folks, can they start businesses and they're scratching their head trying to figure out where to go with it. They don't know what to do. They get themselves in trouble because they forget to file their taxes or whatever they think they're doing, or they're just not keeping good books. And eventually you find out at tax time that they owe a ton of money they haven't saved for, and they're in a position where they're stuck and they're making payments to the IRS. And a lot of folks just throw up their hands and give up.
Yeah.
And we're here for those people.
Yeah.
We love those guys that are just starting business and not sure how they got a great idea. And I love great ideas, but getting in the weeds with the taxes and the bookkeeping and the accounting and the payroll and all that stuff takes you away from your passion. And it's the passion that makes you money.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely. So I have to
pretty
backtrack
much like that.
for just a minute. Roxy Roxborough.
Would be his real name.
That can't be his real name.
That is his real. Look, Google him, man. He's an incredible gentleman, man.
I couldn't quit thinking about Roxy
too.
Roxborough. It felt like I was watching an episode of the Flintstones or something.
No, he was famous in the sports odds. I worked in an office. It was an open office, and there were 6 desks in there, and it was me, the geek, the nerd, working on programming stuff, and then there was the rest of everybody else were all odds makers. And
Wow.
I got to listen to them all day long make the odds for sports books around the world on a daily basis. It was an incredible experience.
That is, that sounds like what an incredible time to be doing it too. And the,
Yeah.
as Vegas was really starting to grow out and
Yeah, that was back in 97 or 98 or something.
wow, wow, that's the time I moved to Las Vegas actually. Well, Bill, obviously through all these great things that you've done, I'm sure there's been some things that maybe you could look back upon and say, I wished I'd done that different, or maybe you effed up in a bad way some way. Is there anything that stands out, or maybe a couple of things that stand out as we talk about this?
Yeah. And when you did make that mistake or get into that mess, like how did it end up affecting your faith and your family and your finances and your fitness and your freedom? Like how did it impact your life?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
That's a huge question, actually. Throughout my life, I struggled from drug and alcohol addictions. I am a recovered alcoholic. I've been sober for 15 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it just took everything away from me.
Yeah.
I found myself in places I didn't want to go, and I found myself in situations I did not plan on being in.
Mhm.
It put stress on my family.
Yeah.
It put stress on my faith. I've run through wives, and I've run through jobs and all that stuff that goes with it. Found myself facing being homeless at times and not knowing how to get out of the situation. I now know put myself in, right?
Yeah.
What I would do differently, I don't believe in doing things differently or looking back at it that way, because everything that went on in my life put me in the position that I am today.
Right.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for all those experiences, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I found a 12-step program, and I'm still deep in that 12-step program today. That's where I spend a lot of my time. When I'm not here at the office or talking to you guys on a podcast, you'll find me out there in a 12-step program, trying to help others that have been inflicted the way I have been. Because I found a way out. So I want to show others how to find a way out too.
So many people go through that particular situation. I know, in my case, I quit drinking 6 years ago, and making that decision just like turned a light bulb on in business in terms of staying focused and getting
Mm-hmm.
things accomplished and getting things done. And it's not that I don't struggle with that still in many ways, but it was really interesting how that happened. But I really believe that if it wasn't for those things, I wouldn't be able to help people out the way that I'm able to help people from, experiencing them myself and going through that journey as well.
And getting lost in addiction is really scary because thankfully you were able to make it out and get to the other side of it. And you use, the lessons and the strength that you found to do that to help other people navigate through that. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people that just never, for whatever reason, break free from it. It's something that has a hold on them for the rest of their lives. So, as you were in the middle of all of that, was there a defining moment when you realized like something in my life has to change? I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, eventually you get to a point where you realize if nothing changes, nothing changes,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I continue on the way I'm going, I'm not going to get any better, and everything's just going to be Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And I just got to a point where, you know what? I got to quit trying to quit,
Yeah.
because I came to realize that I'm going to drink again because I always drink again. And
Mm-hmm.
I've got to do something different. And that's where I jumped in and made a decision to do something different.
And that's when you sought help and you joined the program.
Yes.
Do you think maybe that was like the definitive difference was when you stopped trying to do it on your own? Like, did you realize I need accountability? Like, I need a community to help me through this?
Well, when you're in a position like that and you keep trying, I don't know how many times I tried to quit and failed,
Yeah.
right? You get to a point where you just surrender and you give up. You say, you know what? Obviously, I can't do it. I've tried. I can look at my experience with it and see that plain as day that I don't have it. I
Yeah.
don't have what it takes to take care of this. I'm going to need some help.
Yeah.
It's funny, winning the war is through surrender sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
that's what I found.
Hmm.
I feel like it's that every time.
Yeah.
Like it is about surrendering.
Yeah.
When you were dealing with all of that, or even on the other side of it, you've been so successful in your career and in business, and through dealing with life choices and building something substantial, what do you feel was the biggest obstacle or setback that you faced, and how has facing that obstacle shaped who you are today?
As far as business is concerned, the transition from working for somebody and then working for yourself and what that requires, I think that was the most difficult part because when you're sitting at home working, it's real easy just to sit on the couch and watch Netflix. Well, now you have, back then you didn't have Netflix, but you can sit down and watch Donahue or something stupid, right? Instead of actually doing something to better your life. It took me a lot to really be able to sit down and focus working for myself. Sometimes you gain the most from your struggles.
Yeah.
And when you're not making a paycheck and rent's coming due, you start to get into action, right? And it just took over and over and over again doing the next right thing in order for me to get in a position where it was automatic. I wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, jump in the emails. Let's get busy. Let's start doing something.
Hmm.
But that took a while. That's difficult. That's a difficult transition.
It is. What would you say to someone who is currently in the middle of maybe that situation or another situation, struggling with a setback through all that? What would be some advice that maybe you could give them?
What helped me to overcome that was in the evenings, I would make a to-do list for the next morning and I would put it prominently out so that I could see it. And I would take that to-do list with my cup of coffee and I would sit down and start going through it until it was done. It didn't matter if it took 2 hours or eight. I sat there until that to-do list was completed the best I could. If I ran out of time, it went to the top of the next day's list. But every day I would make myself a to-do list, not in the morning, but the night before.
Mm.
That way is ready for me because I could get up in the morning in the beginning of the transition and I think I'm going to make a to-do list in the morning, and I wouldn't even get to that.
You wouldn't
I'd
even,
go, I'd go straight to Sunday morning cartoons or something. I wouldn't even make it to the to-do list. So I started doing that in the evenings.
his to-do list was make a to-do list on top of it.
Pretty much.
That's such great advice because, sometimes I find myself doing that and it's so easy to get distracted today. It's just so easy. There's so many things that just distract us and take our time. And what a great piece of advice to just plan it out the night before,
Yeah.
get that to-do list and wake up with nothing else on your mind but to get it done.
Well, doesn't that help you sleep better too? I remember before I started doing that, throughout the night, I would have the hardest time falling asleep because I'm like, don't forget this, don't forget that, don't forget this. Oh, I need to do that. And I get all these
That's a
ideas.
good point.
And
Yeah.
then I wouldn't sleep soundly at all because I'd be
Right.
afraid I was going to forget, what I had to do.
How much better is it when you do that at night and you can go over what you accomplished that day and what you have left yet to do?
Yeah.
So everything is front of mind. Again, you'll sleep better at night, like Kristen was just saying. You'll sleep better at night knowing that you're on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I don't sleep well or something's bothering me, usually it's fear.
Yeah.
It's fear of what I haven't accomplished. It's fear of what should have been done, what I did. If we sit down and take a look at ourselves for that day and the next in the evenings, for me, that's always been a successful way to do it.
Mhm.
It just gives me peace of mind.
Yeah.
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 So good. So I have a fun question for you.
Oh boy.
What is a lesson that you've learned in your life that you felt you learned it the hard way and you wish you would have known about it earlier or somebody
Oh
would have told you?
boy, oh boy.
I know it's a hard one.
I think early on, when I went to business for myself in real estate, I was living off credit cards.
Mm,
And I didn't realize the repercussions of that,
hmm.
right? I just, oh, it feels like money, right? It feels like somebody else's money, actually. It doesn't feel like I'm spending my own money. And I got myself in a very bad position where I really had to buckle down and take care of that stuff, or else it was going to eat me. Being able to budget correctly, understanding what you have to spend, and that's all you have to spend. That's a difficult journey to take, but it's worthwhile if you get the other side of it and you learn something.
Absolutely. And don't jump right back into the
Yeah.
same situation again.
Right. It's that stuff's real easy to do,
Repeat.
man.
So true. Well, we've had such a good time talking to you and just appreciate you sharing your life with us and with anybody that's listening. Hopefully, this resonates with others as much as it's resonated with us. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Are there any final words you'd like to give before we go?
I want to say I appreciate you guys for doing this, and I do have the book at home, and I plan on reading it. I'm right in the middle of tax season, so I don't have a whole lot of time to do anything. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off, which is a great problem to have, seeing as we're in that business.
Sure.
But yeah, I want to say I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the efforts that you guys put forward with helping others as well, because I think that's very, very important. Society would be much better if there were more folks like you guys running around. So I do appreciate you for that. And I'll plug my business, a Biz Accountants, your legal path to zero tax. We do everything from incorporating services, bookkeeping, most importantly, tax planning, tax preparation. Oh, and we have payroll services too. We do all your back end business so you can do what you love at Biz Accountants. So that's all I have. Thanks.
It's an incredible company. And, we're huge believers in biz accountants. We love what you guys are doing and how you help people. And really, that's what it's always about. That's what business is about. And there's so many people that lose sight of that and make it solely about the profits. And it's not solely about the profits. You really have to be purpose driven. And we see that through you and through all your work. And everybody that works with you is very purpose driven. And we feel that difference. So thank you for having a responsible, just incredible company that is doing things the right way, that really, really cares about it. Kurt, is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
If you have one quick tax tip for people,
Oh,
that might be a great end to all this.
other than hire biz accountants for all your needs.
Tax tip of the day: don't wait until it's too late. Yeah, we get people coming in here with a box full of receipts. They haven't done anything all year and expect you to return. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to start planning today. Don't plan tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great tip.
Great. Thank you for that. Well, thank you again for spending your time with us today. And a huge thank you for sharing your story and getting really vulnerable. It means a lot to us. And just sharing all of the lessons that you've learned from it has been really inspiring for us. And we're grateful that you chose us to share it with. So, all of the information to follow Bill, connect with him, and support him, how to get his book, how to get in touch with his business is all going to be listed in the description. And we encourage you, please check it out, show them some love. As you can tell, they're incredible human beings that care. And we want to reciprocate that and show them how much we care about them as well. So we hope that you heard something today that challenged you, encouraged you, or gave you permission to F up your life intentionally in a good way, in a way that actually leads to growth and purpose and freedom. And we hope you loved this episode as much as we have. If you did, just hit the like button and do us a couple of favors. Number one, share this with somebody that needs to hear it. It could be the very thing that helps them get to the other side of what they're experiencing. And number two, comment, ask us questions. We try to see all of them and respond to as many of them as we can. Now, if you want to subscribe, just hit the bell icon. And if you're listening on your favorite audio platform and you haven't yet, subscribe, tell somebody about the show, and leave us a rating. We would really appreciate it so that we can get out there and people can hear these stories of inspiration. So we will see you on the next episode of F Up Your Life. Until then, God bless.